Shalom. We're going to do a sound check, mic check, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Somebody about to check.
I'm trying to double check. My router's like, though, I'll tell you that.
I had to stop it. I got to redo it.
We're good to go on sound and everything.
Hey, shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch of Chicago. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor
unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rebakadash.
Double honors to our apostles, double honors to our elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work non-stop, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. And to the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen that look like the heathen. And to the few off for the listening and learning. And we're just going to jump right into this thing, various topics. And the first topic is going to be about, these effeminate men who support liberal women and support this whole movement. I saw a couple of different videos today that really pissed me off. And the sad thing is that it was men talking about it, that patriarchy is wrong. Then what you're saying is that the Bible is wrong.
That's right.
All right, that's what you're saying is that the Lord is wrong. The word woman actually means servant. It literally means servant, man. Elder Apostle Gabar brought that out years ago, man. It literally, and now we're not saying that a woman is a servant to everyone. She's a servant to her man. All right, point blank, period. That's why, it's supposedly the way it's supposed to be. That's why a woman has her father's name. All right, and then when she gets married, she then has her husband's name. All right. But we live in a society where women have been given this freedom and this power. Women get married and they still have their other name, or they got the name, or they still carry the name of their first husband or their second or third husband. So your last name is Johnson Smith.
These niggas are taking the bitches.
Thank you.
So that effeminate vibration, man. But go ahead, brother.
Women from the etymon.com, the Lambeck on what the elder referenced the gospel quoting. This is the etymon. Etymon goes to the history, the study of a word, the background, the origination of a word, the true meaning of a word. Adult female humans, late Old English, women, plural, women, literally woman, man, alterations of with man, woman, comma, female servant.
You hear that? You see that? This is the etymon, all right? This is the dictionary for the English language, all right? So a woman is a female servant, all right? And like I said, that don't mean she's a servant to every damn body. She's a servant to her father first, and then after she gets married, she's now a servant to her husband. That's the order that the Lord set up, and now that that order's been disrupted, look at the craziness and that's in the earth now, and the destruction of the families and everything like that. And women are given
two precepts.
Get kind of. Go ahead, brother.
It's Genesis 3:16.
I just look on the screen. I was just pulling it up. God damn it.
This is where it all without going to a definition, the Bible tells you, man, Isaiah 8:20. Until the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. Thy conception and sorrow, thou shalt bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
There it is. I even watched I was watching that wicked Peaky Blinders, which is actually pretty good. Because once again, Esau tells on himself, he shows you how crooked government, police, military, this is all British in Britain. But it just goes to show you how crooked, the supposed law is from Britain to America. All right, but in that show, I watched the marriage and the damn Benjamite pastor married a couple of Edomites, whose characters really are Jacob, saying the gypsies really were. But he married them, and one of the things he said to the woman is, do you accept him as your husband to obey? All right, they put that line in there. All right, and I think that in modern day, when they do that now, they don't even say that anymore. All right, they took that obey out. But when women are given too much freedom to gather abroad, bad things happen to them. And if you would, Murph, give the breakdown of the Edomite that you met yesterday, Baba Kusha. That story's still heavy on my.
Yeah, man, that was very heavy, man. So I was on my way to the camp on the train yesterday or whatever. I'm on my way to camp, and
I had noticed it was a sweet white woman sitting right next to me.
Sweet white.
Sweet white. Man, sweet white, man. So I get to talking to her. And you know, I noticed her foot, like her leg, like kind of like that as hell. I'm like, yeah, this is bad. So I ain't gonna just ask her what happened to her. You know, I just try to walk with her. And she just get dark real fast. And so she talking about she met some dudes on the train. And you know, she went to one house with them. And they had her in the house, raping her for 2 weeks. And she jumped out the window to escape and fucked herself up.
Going out the
Jump
window.
over, how far did she jump?
From the 4th floor.
So she to escape after she'd been ravished in every hole for 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks. All right, and what have I been telling you? You know, I've been telling you that the carousel's getting ready to ride you women, man.
Now look, now this is the part
I've been telling you and warning you.
She said she was up here from like one of them hit the estates thing. But
Kentucky.
no, it was Missouri.
Show me close.
Yeah, they showed all right.
Now look, she said when she came up here, I said, why you in Chicago? She said she came up here with a dude, and this dude ended up getting like 25 years or some shit.
So she just loved Jake.
Oh yeah.
All right, so she came up with a dude who got locked up.
A nigga, yeah.
And then she hooked up with a dude, and he shared it with 5 of his buddies for 2 weeks.
Actually, Mo.
And just to give them,
So we told you that this sort of thing is gonna, and it's gonna get worse. And then you said something about how the police. She got a lawsuit. You left out a lot, brother.
Oh yeah. So I'm like, man. So what happened? She said she knew what the dude stayed. So she said it. You know that, and the detectives, you know, it's like they got her number after that to fight the case and find the dude or whatever. She said they never called her back, nothing.
And I just told you, like
She
that
said
shit.
they never responded to it.
Con, I just showed you how crooked and the law enforcement and government, military, was in the show that I was watching. All right. Now the way and so what's probably is if them dudes that kidnapped this woman. And the police didn't do anything about it after the information was given to them. I wouldn't have bet that guy is probably one of their informants.
One of their people.
connected.
And that's why when they realized, you know, the apartment where this took place, you know, they didn't do nothing about it, man. Now a story like this got out among the white population, you know, unlike us, they'll go out and do shit.
Right.
You know, they would actually go out and do something, man. But nevertheless. That's what happens when you're giving women freedom to get a problem.
You know that the prostitution ring that they caught up, the only reason they hushed it and put it under the rug was because they found a bunch of undercover cops and actual cops. So when they busted the prostitute ring, since it was a bunch of cops and undercover cops, they couldn't put it out in the news because really, and even that last as a spirit, because that one case.
And what show?
No. It was an actual news article. But even that one about that one Edomite cop, they got the clear ass picture where he gave the keys to the inmates to go rape the inmates. But that's the thing. When it involves Esau, they cover it up.
Yeah.
When it's about Jake, then they put it out in the open.
Yeah.
Because the prostitution ring that they busted up, they ended up finding. When they busted up the ring, they ended up finding a bunch of cops and undercover cops. So they couldn't just put that out there that they had busted up the child trafficking because they had the CPD and the undercovers with
Two
them.
things happen. Of course, the second thing that's happening right now, the police is falling back on certain, going to deal with certain crimes.
Exactly. Right. They don't have manpower.
Yeah, when the rape is happening, if it's not in the act, if you don't call them while your face is getting mushed into the motherfucking ground, then more likely they're not going to do it to them.
While your face doing this?
Right.
Look, Shaka told me he lived right next, 2 doors down from a police recruiter in ex-Marine. And he said that the recruiter told him, hey, look, we ain't got the numbers. We're not getting them in.
They going to other states.
The police are short.
They going to other states.
They're short. And then a lot of cops quit, and a lot of cops went to Indiana, Wisconsin.
That's right.
A lot of Chicago cops said fuck it because those states didn't, you know, they went down with the jump shot.
Right.
A lot of these cops' jobs and careers was on the line. So it's like, look, so how you continue your career and still keep your pension, you just transfer. Yep. So they were like, hey, just come on here. So a lot of Chicago PD went to other states. And then you got those that are quitting. And look, they saying shit is happening and enough cops ain't showing up.
Yeah.
They don't have backup. It's gonna get
They
bad.
put that ordinance out there. If it's not a felony and an act of happening or somebody in danger, if you run,
Right.
they not pursuing you anymore.
I seen it right
They
here.
let this shit go. And I just saw footage. Well, these things getting crazy out here. They made the state trooper reverse. He got attacked by a mob of young motherfuckers. They wouldn't even just look all black. Some look white, all type of shit. They broke his car window. He reversed on the radio. He had to get out of there. So this shit finna get wild.
Yeah, man.
Doomsday.
Let me bring out this scripture real quick. This is Isaiah 32 and 8. And it says, but the liberal devises liberal things. And by liberal things shall he stand. All right, which means they're going to fall. All right, and it says, next scripture. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, you liberal women who have this liberty to just gad abroad. All right, and it says, hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the venture shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you. That bitch got stripped quite a few times. All right. Matter of fact, they probably just left her naked all the time.
That's right.
And I'm willing to bet that them 6 dudes that was pulling trains on her, they probably invited some of their other homies in there. By the time, so that woman probably got screwed by about 20 dudes by the time it was over, man.
It was a union
All right? She was a damn pincushion, full of schemes. All right? It says,
Jump out the 4th floor window.
yeah, it must have been bad to make you, hey, and you know Jake was putting the horse on her. They was wearing her out, man. The woman chose to jump out of a 4-story building, and then, but I guess it wasn't all fun if the homie couldn't have none, huh?
Right.
It ain't fun when you don't get to pick and choose. And I keep telling you, and I've been warning you, a lot of you women, you ain't gonna get to pick and choose in these days to come.
Can you jump up to verse 5 and read down something to it?
About the shot. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the troll said to be bountiful.
God, and that's what they doing. They call liberal right now. You know, they bow to liberals. They calling that like they liberal, like they good. No, the real liberal men, actually us, that's in Proverbs. The liberal soul should be made fat, because where we come, bringing his word out freely. All right, and we bring it out through the spirit in abundance, man. The Lord is bringing abundance. That's a body we are. But the vile person is no longer going to be called liberal. Now everybody's against you, fucking liberals. And know that you're just wicked, man. You want to destroy the police force. You want to destroy the nucleus of families.
Yes.
You want to get rid of masculinity. It was an article. It was an article where this couple supposedly had sent their son to school dressed as a woman. So they, as a girl, as a child, dressed as a girl so the school could teach him about being a man. They had to trick the school because they teach you opposite. You're a boy, they're teaching you girl stuff. You're a girl teaching you boy stuff. So they said, well, we're going to send him dressed as a girl.
Wow.
And that is what got them to teach him boy shit, man.
See, now if I'm able to definition,
That's the same.
because you asked about the word liberal. If you go into the modern day definition versus the ancient definition, the original definition, I'm starting with the what they say liberal is now. Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own. Open to new ideas.
So it's a revised definition,
And that means
which means it's a lot.
That's right. And that's the thing is, first of all, if you're in the spirit and power, how about you now shy? Will you be willing to respect or accept behavior outside the will of the Lord?
No.
He said, Luke 6:46, why call me Lord, Lord, and not do the things that I've said. So right here, being liberal in Americans' eyes, oh, I'm being liberal, accepting anybody and however you want, which could be conflicting on what I deserve or need, but I'm so liberal, I'm gonna be cool with you anyway, even if they ain't cool with me. That's some dumbass shit. That's called America.
It's better not with them that are giving us a chance slot.
Yeah, if I may say, here it is. There's one way that leads to life everlasting, and that's righteousness. And righteousness is not an opinion of a man. Righteousness is the facts that come from the mind of the Most High God. That's why the scriptures real quick in this Isaiah 55:6. It says like this: seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, And the wicked actually could be any creation that's leaning to his own understanding. Because if you lean to your own understanding and not the understanding of the Most High God, then you lean into unrighteousness. You lean into ultimately death.
What's this
6 Ezra 14.
are not my ways equal? Are not your ways unequal?
Exactly. That's what the Lord said. That's why he said, let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts. All right? Forsake your opinions. All right? Forsake what you think is right. I want to know what the Creator thinks is right. Right? That's right. So it says, let the wicked forsake his thoughts and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. See, from your mind come your thoughts. From your mind come your own opinions. All right? See, but we're rolling with the will of the Father. What he say righteousness is, what he say goodness is, what he say the nucleus of the family should be, how things should go here on this earth with creation. That's who we rolling with. See, but people are rolling with their own minds and establishing their own righteousness and have not submitted to the righteousness of the Most High God. So here it is, we come speaking about the righteousness of the Most High God, which is one way. Anything else, we have to tell you you're wrong.
They on that YOLO thing.
Exactly. Anything else besides the mind of the Lord, we must tell you that no, it's wrong. So we don't accept your opinion. We don't accept what you think is right.
That's why the scriptures say in Wisdom of Solomon that Esau is clean contrary against us. Then that also means that we are clean contrary against him.
So that whole liberal definition you just read, that's basically like the bumper sticker, coexist.
Yes, it.
Right.
See, but we can't coexist. See, life can't coexist with death. It's either one or the other. See, I'm about life. And again,
See, I was about to read it. You put out.
Right. Go ahead, brother. It's a lot.
We read the first one, I'll recap. Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own. Open to new ideas.
right.
See that scripture?
No. See, because the only idea that I'm rolling with was the idea of the Most High God, which we went into.
Can I back you up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
See, we're talking about the light, man. Any man's opinions, that's darkness. See, that's why he said, rend your heart and not your garments.
See, the verse, I knew you were going there. That's why I was going number 2. I just want to recap Salaki. Relating to or denoting a political. If you go political, you got Democrats, you got Republicans, you got the Tea Party, you had a whole bunch of shit. That's a whole bunch of madness. And social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise. How many individuals are on the planet? Over 8 billion. So if you promote over 8 billion particular...
You got no order.
None!
And then I was looking at what it says socially progressive.
Yes. Yes.
See, because you always hear the women talking, oh, we're here for the progressive. They always want to reward the progressive. Meaning, all this alphabet stuff, all this woman over the man. You know?
That's humanism. If you watch, can I say this real quick? If you watch the movie The Devil's Advocate, Al Pacino, he basically said it. He said, "Look, I was never judged man for what he wanted to do. He said, I've nourished every desire that he ever could have. He said, I'm a fan of man. That's humanism. Do as thou wilt."
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
This 2nd Ezra 14:34. It's like therefore so be that you will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts. You shall be kept alive, and at the death you shall obtain mercy.
Reform your mind. It says, do not conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So renew and reform your mind to the Lord's mind. What you got, Pops?
This is Psalm 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
You see, it says, surely your turning of things upside down will be esteemed as the potter's clay, All right, you turn everything upside down. See, with the mind of the Most High God, His ultimate will is about this world being a paradise. See, but what man and creation have done by rolling with man and creation ways as opposed to the Creator's ways, you have made paradise a hell.
Romans 9.
See, but that's because they'll take something and then change it to benefit them according to their ideology.
Yeah.
Just like the word liberal. The definition of liberal means generous. To go back to the etymology, if you go back to the earliest point, it goes back from the mid-14th, generous. Go back to the Latin liberalis, noble, gracious, munificent, or generous. That's what goes into the scripture that you brought up earlier. If we're liberal and giving out this gospel, if we're liberal being generous and telling the truth in the word and the will of the Lord, that's a mighty thing. But when it comes, Esau turned this generousness to, like it says in a vastness, extravagant, unrestrained. Oh, well, I'm gonna be generous and let you do whatever the fuck you want to do, and you can do what the fuck you want to do. Matter of fact, anyone can do what the fuck anyone wants to do, and you get nothing but madness. Because no, you're not free or liberal to do whatever the fuck you want to do. What does liberty mean? The ability to do what?
The right to live as you should.
Excuse me, say it one more time.
The right to live as you should.
It's no true freedom to do what the fuck you want to do.
Right.
There's no scripture that ever says that.
Right.
And it's not even in nature or life or any other society.
I got a precept for you. This is 2 Peter 2 and verse 18. For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they allure through lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, those that are clean escape from them who live in error. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption. From whom a man is overcome, of the same he is brought in bondage.
So you either a servant, all right, your flesh, all right, that means you serve in death and you going according to your own mind, or you gonna serve Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah in truth, and you rolling with the will and the righteousness of the Most High God. What God, the Creator, what He say righteousness is.
He's the only one who can dictate.
He's
the author and finisher of our.
Well, He's the only one that lives forever, evermore.
Yeah.
He never died.
He's the author. He made it. This is my shit. And 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, before he thought about anything, before he did anything, he thought of it all.
That's it. He considered it, and then he determined what he was going to do, and it was good. It was righteous.
Yeah.
It was evil.
The pig cleaning up stuff.
Yep.
Was good.
It was good.
The motherfucking the strap, the crab.
Oh, the shrimp and the crab.
Perfect balance.
Yeah, the rainbow.
Synergy. That's
synergy. The rainbow was cool. It was fine. You know what I'm saying? The pumpkin.
Yeah.
It was good.
He screwed up all. The pumpkin wasn't a symbol of wickedness.
Yeah.
The water was actually clean. You know, you'll often hear me talk about how, you know, in times past when it rained, when it rained, it actually cleaned and washed everything.
Yeah.
Now, you know, yesterday I was on the 26 coming into downtown, looking at all the you know, and then, you know, there's Israelites up there on them hanging from ropes, risking their lives and cleaning them windows for them damn crackers. But you know, they build all these high-rise buildings with all these windows as walls. All right, you know, instead of putting a wall, you got a window from floor to ceiling, and the rain hits them and they get dirty. The water shouldn't be hitting the windows and making them dirty. Clean water shouldn't.
No, it doesn't.
So the fact that you have to have window washers, you know, it's like think.
That's right. It reminds me of I talk about this story a lot. I used to work at a chemical processing plant, and it was something called a knock scrubber. All right, so what the knock scrubber would do, what the knock scrubber would do is all the chemicals, it would suck all the chemicals in, and what an infirmary was, and it would spray water, and the water would catch the chemicals, bring the chemicals to the fire, and they would flash burn it. They would flash burn the chemicals, but the water was used to catch the chemicals to bring it down and concentrate it down to the bottom of the actual furnace. That's the same thing with how they use the rain. They use the rain like a knock scrubber. They spray their chemicals, and then they make it rain, so the rain can capture all of the chemicals and it rain down on the people. And I seen Esau bullshit working in them chemical plants.
Yeah,
Because
just
that's
like
how they
that,
operate.
that woman, you know, that video I spoke about, I sent it out, and that video was deleted quickly.
Gone.
That woman from the Air Force, that scientist from the Air Force, and she was talking about all the chemicals. Yeah, they took it down quick, brother. That video came down quick. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. I sent it out in mass, and it was literally gone in about 3 minutes later. They took it down.
brothers, only a few got a chance.
Only a few people
And I
saw
was
it
like, I didn't get
because she broke down how she started doing measurements in the soil and in the air and in the water, and it was all at extreme harmful levels, and that somebody needed to be in trouble for this, and her commanding officer threatened to send her to the Looney Tunes. Say, I can send you to the psych ward, for 150 days, and who's going to, you just got divorced, who's going to take care of your daughter? So basically, her commanding officer was telling her, you need to shut up. All right, because they gave her a job, so when she started doing her job, she started doing these measurements. She was like, this shit is going to kill people, the animals, the plants, this shit is fucking shit up, basically. And then they threatened her, but she spoke up anyway. But they disappeared that video, and I wouldn't be shocked and seeing it. And it's worse, me saying it, people are like, yeah, whatever. When someone like her, who's got the credentials, who worked in that field, when she's up to say something like that, they have a problem with that. So yeah, they might have unalived her. They disappeared that video, and she might have been unalived.
Nothing to erase the motherfucker. If nobody says nothing, then nobody cares.
Now, see, the funny thing is Esau have been telling on Esau about the whole what's in the chemtrails. And I was looking for the ingredients that's in. I did it before. I'll see if I can find it again. Ingredients list. Ingredients list of chemicals and chemtrails. Of course, they're gonna try to throw you some disinformation. They have barium, selenium, mercury, microfilaments, and so forth. They got so much shit that is not good. And Esau's the one who's actually collecting rainwater, putting them in container and sending them off to be tested anonymously and getting these reports and posting them. Jake don't give a fuck about shit. Now, everybody else don't care about shit. But these Edomites like, wait a minute, this is not right. This is harmful to your health.
Yeah, they just did it was a movie that just came out with basically exposing how this one company was dumping chemicals in the water and basically fucked up a whole town of Edomites, man. Motherfuckers called cancer and all that shit. I forgot the name.
Yeah, the dude was talking about his cows and stuff.
Dark water,
Yeah, dark water, yeah.
That's it. And see what it's doing is going into your crops, going into your dirt, soil, the air, you breathe it. If we had to turn these lights on, and you all ever see this pure sunlight, and you see all these small fibers that we actually breathe, our body is under constant attack. Yeah. Our bodies are the most scientific.
Black skin.
Exactly. Most scientific and perfect spiritual human. The most high. If the Lord didn't set our bodies with the nostril hairs to catch this and that and everything that He's waiting for our makeup, we actually ingest bacteria and viruses and all kinds of shit every day, all day, and our body fights the shit every day, all day.
I got a
That's why the
precept.
scripture's saying the blood is life, because if we actually got living organisms, we got communities inside of our bodies of living organisms that fight off all the shit. So, go ahead, bro.
This Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world language and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do language, like you're saying, like all the diseases that's in the air and the water. We all fading because of this wickedness that this devil put in the earth and destroyed it.
Yeah, the suicide.
I got a precept for what Tyler just brought out. Brothers had mentioned, let me get it up here.
It was Isaiah 24.
Brother had mentioned that we had all kinds of organisms and stuff in us to help fight off things, but ultimately it's because we covered by the spirit of power.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with that.
100%.
This is Luke. So this is St. Luke 10 and verse 19. It says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." So it's things like that. Bro, hey, quiet as kept, you could have popped the bitch with something.
Yup.
And the Lord didn't give it to you.
That's right. And she'll eat poison and live.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Well, and we haven't eaten
But
poison
and
since
that's the point. The Lord gave us power to tread on serpents and scorpions, man.
And would you finish that sometimes?
Con, this Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Because they've broken all of the covenants that the Lord set up. Everything is made perfect through the power of Yahweh Shah. But Esau wanted to change it because he's saying, oh, it ain't perfect.
Right.
That's why you got these people minds bugged
That's
out
right.
doing what the hell they want to do. Even with a chick I was talking to earlier today, she got mad because I said a woman should hold the door for the man. She like, so you believe that? She
Hey.
like, I'm like, yes.
Hey,
That's called order. Because she was getting mad that the simple fact that how men out there, they just want to meet up. They don't want to take you on a date no more. They don't want to do like the 70s. And I said, really, them niggas was simps.
Yep.
I said, that's not how men's supposed to be. And it's the Lord is reversing it because it's time out for all women being served.
Right.
It's now for y'all to serve the men.
Well,
because in
we
the
just-
60s, in
we
the
just-
60s, what happened with that Salakia, yeah. But in the 60s, that's how it was in the 70s. But in the 60s, that basically that's when that whole elevation of the woman over the man started in the West and spread across all of and here in America, it started across all the Western nations, man.
That's suffrage movement.
All right. So this women have been suffering for blah 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 blah. Look, you women have been taken care of. You didn't have to go out and fight no battles. You didn't have to build no walls. You didn't have to build no buildings.
No work.
All right, you didn't have to do any of that, man. All right, all you had to do was be a woman. All
You
right,
gotta,
that's all you had to do.
That's it. Well, we got earlier the definition of woman, female servant. See, but again,
No, I'm saying just playing fucking victim. That's all it boils down to.
All the
Hey,
women
but that's
are better than anybody on the fucking planet.
well, that's the spirit that Esau got on the
Yeah,
earth, hiding from accountability.
Name what city in the world that was built by women. I'll wait.
I got
Anybody find
You know
one?
what? The last thing they built was that fucking bridge. And
And bro,
and then from the first day they opened it up on the motherfuckers driving.
There you go.
A group of engineers, all women,
Right.
built the bridge in Florida.
Yeah,
Soon as it opened, it broke apart and killed. Hey, Golden Gates is still up.
right.
Brooklyn Bridge is still up.
Hey, the bridge is
Right?
only at the
The
say
Bronx
drive.
Bridge, all these bridges are still up, man.
Yeah.
It say drive at your own risk. And that motherfucker's still up. That shit didn't last one day.
see, because ultimately, who's in power right
Made
now?
by
Wicked.
women.
He has given this mind to the woman, and it's out of balance. See, because the natural order of a woman is beautiful.
That's
You know what I'm saying? If they're in their order and if we're in our order, according to our natures that the Most High made us for, everything will be beautiful.
They be
See,
happy.
but real quick, this second Esdras, chapter 4, verse 26. It says, "Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away." It hasteth fast to pass away because it's ran in the opposite of order and righteousness that the Most High set it up to be ultimately. But it says, this world hasteth fast to pass away and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities.
infirmity, and people are languishing. Right now, the suicide rate is going through the roof. And the reason why,
It's gonna get worse in the next couple weeks and months.
and the reason why it is because nothing can do what it was created to do.
Right.
Women were created to do a certain thing. They're
Right.
every creation is happy to do what it was made to do.
Yes.
That's why these niggas, when you talk to these niggas, they all have mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
They all got fucking problems and they end up in a psych ward or something. Like, what is
Well, because- they've been given liberty to gather abroad.
Yeah.
They fuck a whole bunch of unshit ass men. All right, and they have all these different babies, and then when they finally get a guy that actually want to be with them, they don't know how to act.
They don't know how to do
They
it.
don't appreciate it. The whole stepfather thing. You know, I heard Capo said it once, man, and it's a thankless position. It really is, man, because you could put all because the woman always screaming they want a man, all right, but then when you do it, but then when you go to chastise and straighten up her children, she defends them.
Hey,
Yeah.
I did.
She defends them, all right, I mean it's just a never-ending negative.
They want you to pay for them.
And they want you to pay for them.
But don't discipline them. You can't. He's my son. It's my daughter.
Hey.
That's my first so-called wife. That American so-called wife. She had a son, and Xavier. I remember that shit. And if I need to go feed him and give him this and take care of this, that was all good. But as soon as he was doing some ratchet ass shit, and I'm like, oh no, don't do that. I want to discipline. Now that's my son. So what the fuck is it?
Hey,
What am I doing? I'm spending my time and my money on this motherfucker. That's not my son. Fuck him.
Hey, that's like with my wife. That's why it's kind of distant between me and her daughter, for the simple fact, when I come down on, she don't like the way I'm raising her. But I say, look at my daughters and look at your daughter. I say, your daughter is more in order than my own daughter's is. That's because your daughter's under me. I say, if your daughter was under somebody else, she'd be a fucking wild animal. I say, but you mad at me, but she more in order than my own goddamn daughters.
Who live with their mama?
Who live with their fucking mama. You know what I'm saying?
You held and you cited crime to us over your daughters and how their mouth and shit, and then the one that you over in your house is in order.
And then I don't really, because as soon as that chastisement come around, or you too rough, or you too this, and even when it came to with my shot, I had to sit him down. Like you see, I deal with all my kids the same way.
Hey, just like,
ain't no motherfucking big eyes, no little you.
Hey, just like you said, you too rough. This is what they're looking at,
right,
according to the righteousness of the Most High God. They say, no, it's too, like the new saying, they'd rather be free to die as opposed to being in bond to life. You know what I'm saying? You have to follow. You know what I'm saying? Right.
The scriptures also talk
free
about
to die.
It's a chastisement oftentimes. All right, so you can, and they also tell you, laugh not with your son in his youth, so you can have joy in him later. These motherfuckers don't understand discipline, man. When we was growing up, hey, look, I got kicked out the crib, man. 15 years old, man. And they said, hey, look, figure this shit out. You don't want to listen? Figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. Hey, just like the Lord. Hey, you didn't want to serve the Lord got rid of you niggas. And now the Lord only dealing with the ones who want to deal, man. He's elect, man.
It's a right there. For the blessing of the father established the house of children, but the curse of the mother rooted down foundation. These women, that's the Isaiah, I believe it's the 3rd chapter. That's that root. Yep, and then they destroyed the way of thy paths. That's right. These women got y'all, and you niggas that follow happy life, you niggas out there. You niggas follow these bitches, and look where the world is at right now, man. A bunch of degenerates.
Exactly.
Right? A bunch of degenerates and a bunch of hoes that they only talent is to shake their ass.
Right. Yeah.
How is that a talent? That's what they bring to the table.
Or they practice choking themselves with a damn cucumber or banana or some shit. Outside of that, she ain't got no worth.
Right.
And then it ain't like you exclusive to that shit.
Right.
She did that shit to more people than you to have birthdays.
Right. But this is who they put in some type of power. See, we had the example of Adam following Eve, and look what happened with that. And so here it is. It's the thing of the order of the Most High God. You don't put weak over strong. You know what I'm saying? You don't put. You know what I'm saying?
It's out of balance.
Right.
Ask the woman, what can you provide me that another woman can't?
But
I guarantee
it was a female on.
You will stump the fuck out of her because all bitches got nipples, all bitches got titties, all bitches got pussies, and all of them got that. All of them supposed to clean.
I did another one. Tell a bitch, because they mad, they think that You need them.
Right.
Bitch, only thing you can do that I can't do for myself is give me some pussy.
Well, hey,
Everything else you can do for your fucking self. How are you proud?
hey, the thing is don't
Perfect.
Don't put the flesh over the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. It says how the woman is the weaker vessel
Just
because
asking for the money.
the Lord said, right. The Lord
That's asking for the money.
The Lord said that the woman is the weaker vessel. He calls the flesh, all right, the weak nature. Because the woman is going to go more to the flesh, go more to emotions than the spirit and the righteousness of the Most High God. We cannot put the carnality over spirituality. We cannot put the flesh over the spirit. We cannot put woman over man.
Creature more than the creator.
Hey.
Let's get these scriptures.
No, but that's the spirit because today, you know how I always open up and say, women be obedient to your husbands. Some of these 2 women on my comment board on TikTok said, why they gotta be obedient? What you mean? So I hit them with the scriptures. They got vexed. So because it's all the spirit. This is the spirit that this even came out today. I ended up making a video because of that, because of the comments they made on another TikTok. And I came out with the scriptures cutting that.
Can I bring this out real quick, Matthias?
Go ahead.
Because when you were saying what you were saying earlier, the spirit kind of moved. But when you said what you said earlier about the woman in the scripture, you had an example you brought out. This is a woman is supposed to serve a man. So this is 1 Kings. This is 1 Kings 1 and verse 15. It says, and Bathsheba went in unto the king's chamber, and as his wife, and the king was very old, and Abishag the Shunammite ministered unto the king. So now, this is the king's wife walking in a room with him and another woman, rubbing him down, probably feeding him grapes, whatever. It said, what did she do? It said, and Bathsheba bowed and did obeisance unto the king.
She did what?
She bowed and did obeisance to the king. She bowed down before she even had permission to start a conversation.
Come on, that's
you
what I
hoes
said.
ain't shit.
Yeah.
It said, and the king said, what wouldest thou? And then he answered her question.
Right.
So that was real conduct, man.
Well, they're gonna be really hurt when they find out who what the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, the world ignorantly calls his name is Yahushua. All right, and that is his name. All right, and then when he sets up this king, the king under him, when he sets up King David, you're gonna find out that they're gonna be very, very what the world will refer to today as very toxic. All right,
That's right.
they will be, and I was talking about stone cold type toxic, toward women, man. All right,
And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, macho man.
Masculine pride. That's
Exactly,
what
man.
mean.
So what you got to understand is that America is under a Grecian Roman vibration, and then you're talking about a society that worshipped women, and secondly, they are also the enemies to the Israelites, and the Israelites were producing more children than they. So and in the Israelite culture, the man can have multiple wives, and so they knew that they couldn't keep up. So within the Roman kingdom, they came out the way you can only have one wife. That was the so-called white man that did that way back then, right? And even though he didn't follow it, he did that for Jake, but he never followed it. So because the elites in their society always had multiple women and men because they got down like that.
And horses. And they look at these fucking horses, man.
So they set up those laws and never followed them. But you gotta understand the Bible. I always say, man, look, the 12 tribes of Israel came out of 4 different women.
Hello.
All right, point blank, period, man. Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and the scripture clearly it never said that he was wicked or went off for having them. What the downfall of Solomon was the simple fact that he started worshiping their gods and following their ways. Because it tells you in the law when you go into Deuteronomy, the law of the captive wife, that we bring the heathen woman under our vibration.
Yeah.
The problem with
whole deal.
men, and all women supposed to be brought under our vibration. But the problem with a lot of men, all right, is that they go under the woman's vibration, and that's completely off.
I got a precept for you.
Bring
You
it
said
out,
something
Papa.
heavy. You said, I never knew that piece of history was brought out when you said it clicked. When you go through Daniel 7, it goes to the list of kings that were ruled, right? And we know about Elam, when they ruled. That king, he had multiple wives. He had the top one, he had a harem. He picked which one would be the top one from that. Then you get to Daniel 7:25, which is during the time of Rome, and America, which is Rome 2.0. It says this, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they
Laws
shall
of
be,
nature.
and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of times. Esau changed everything and made it contrary to us nature. And
There
with
it
the other
is.
heathens that ruled, we were able to even keep our laws still.
Yes.
The king of Babylon was sorrowful when his generals came and told him about Daniel. He was like, damn, I made the law, I gotta keep it. Damn, I gotta toss you in the pit, man. And the Lord still blessed Daniel. He praised the Lord.
He
But
told
Daniel
him-
was saved. He was
Yeah,
happy.
Yeah,
He was saved. He killed them niggas.
He threw them
He delivered the kid, man. Esau was the first motherfucker to say, no, y'all can't follow God, nothing. Y'all gonna follow this. Y'all gonna have one woman. Homosexuality is okay. In fact, you're brave if you're homosexual. You brave. In fact, you get the Woman of the Year award. nigga. You just got your dick tucked yesterday. You Woman of the Year.
Courageous.
Bitches should be mad to follow this devil, you simple goofy bitches.
They ass whooped, getting they ass whooped, and everything, bro. Getting fucking folded up.
Now they complaining about it.
Right, yeah.
See, it's backfiring on them. It's backfiring on them, brother. Because especially in that sports world, these women were the main ones arguing for this alphabet lifestyle. They were the main one commending men for coming out and being brave and all that bullshit. Right, and now these men are knocking them out of college scholarships and not right. They're
Breaking their records.
breaking their records and taking their
UFC,
places.
martial
And now they're all, arms folded and puffy faced.
But then we know you go to the spectrum women who claim to love the Lord so much, who are all of these Christians, so-called goddamn churches. If you bring up scriptures and say, well, if it's wrong for a man to have more than one wife, yes, it's wrong. That's the one. Then go Google and put in the Bible app, which I got on the screen, 2 wives. This is what the Lord said about a man having 2 wives. Genesis 14 and 19. And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. And the name of one was Ada, and another was Zillah. You go on to the story, don't see nothing bad. Genesis 32 and 22. And he rose up that night and took his 2 wives and 2 women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the 4 Jabbok.
And
And
a lot of
that was
times-
his 4 wives
'Cause a lot
and
of-
his 12 children, because there was 11 sons at that time. I think Dinah at the time, and then eventually had the 12th son. What you about to say?
Now, say because sometimes those maid servants too was a part.
Oh, no, that's what.
He was
yeah,
dealing
those
with
are your wives.
he was dealing with
Yes.
his maid servants.
That's exactly.
It say if your woman, both your women, because a lot of times women, sometimes women when they live in the same house, they periods link up.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so
So you
shit.
have
So you got your servants.
This book, if you go read the whole story behind Genesis 32, Leah and Rachel,
11 kids.
when after they couldn't produce, they would say, "Hey, baby, take her. Hey, well, baby, shit, you take her." They were competing to get the affection of their husband by providing their.
That shit
maid
wrong.
That's the spirit that a woman's supposed to have.
Hey,
This
go.
is Deuteronomy 21:15. If a man have 2 wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have both borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, if the firstborn son be the heirs that was hated, if you read on down, you cannot stop his inheritance just because you don't like her, but you deal with her. If the Lord was not dealing with the man having 2 wives, he would have said, "Nigga, y'all going off, thou shalt not have more than this one is wives."
And plus it's unbalanced. When you look at every household, in a lot of households, it's a lot more women in households than it is men.
Isaiah 4,
You
it's a
know-
7-to-1 ratio
you know
of
what I'm
women to
saying?
men.
It'd be a bunch of daughters. You
Well,
like,
that's the
"God
Old Testament, brothers.
Yeah.
Matthew 19:29. And everyone
Perfect.
that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or
Come on.
sisters, or
Come on.
mother, or father, or mother, or wife, or children. This talking to men, because this word is written to the men. It don't say when you forsook your husband, that shit wicked, all right? Or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold and shall inherit everlasting life. 100-fold. So a part of the kingdom, a part of immortality that we're looking forward to, a part of the hope that we have is getting 100-fold wives, 100-fold lands, 100-fold brethren, 100-fold fathers and mothers. How you gonna have that many fathers and mothers? You're gonna have so many wives. And we're gonna have fathers-in-law, mothers-in-law. We're gonna have plenty of fathers and mothers.
This also
Plenty
proves,
of kids.
this proves the wickedness.
What the nigga you say, honey? Cars, honey, and mantras.
Hey, this proves the wickedness and the selfishness of women. Women are the most selfish creatures on the planet. You can tell, you go to women and say, hey, you know how many men and women on the planet? You go to Isaiah, the 4th chapter, shows that it's a 7-to-1 ratio. And say, if you look and go to Esau and ask how many people on the planet, it's going to be around 8 billion. So if 1 billion men had 1 billion women, that's 2 billion. You have 6 billion in excess. It's a 7-to-1 ratio. So it will be only 1 billion men. If those 1 billion men only had 1 billion women, 6 billion bitches will be without dick, homes, lives, and so forth. And you know what these bitches will say? Fuck them! I want you only for me, and you can't be with nobody else. And say, fuck all 6 billion bitches. They the most hateful, the most wretched, because then that means 6 billion bitches will be out here with nothing, being killed, being.
It's like
No protection.
It ain't just sex. They would be without instruction.
Come on, brother.
This is Sirach 26:10.
Come on,
if
brother.
thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself.
Excuse me?
Lest she abuse herself through over much liberty.
Exactly.
And a woman not under a righteous man's instructions is headed on a path to self-destruction.
Self-destruction.
She's gonna end up in a damn room with 6 guys
That's it.
getting traded, getting passed around. Now look, this is Exodus 21. And,
That's the spirit. 10.
Go ahead and bring it out.
This Exodus 21 and 10. If he take him another wife, her food and her raiment and her duty of marriage should not be diminished.
So it didn't say that if he take him another wife, that he's going off, he's wicked.
Not at all.
He shall surely be put to death.
Not at all.
He's broken my laws.
Nope.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it, I don't see that part either, man.
So, look at this article from June 13th in LA. Woman kidnapped, tortured, held against her will for months. Then now we have in Chicago that woman for a couple of weeks that was on the south side, not far
In
from
the
here,
basement.
Pullman, that was locked up in an abandoned house for a week or 2 or whatever, and so forth. Do you know if you start scrolling up, this shit is it's all throughout. This is what's happening.
And they're not reporting on this sort of thing on a regular basis, and they're definitely not reporting on all these home invasions.
That's it.
So there's a lot of home invasions, and I've been watching a lot of videos where the preppers are talking about home invasions and marauders. All right, and now you got, and now, what was this? The Canadian prepper, he did a video just the other day and said this is serious. And what's happening is that now these rich people are starting to reach out to the preppers. These same people that were scoffing them in days and years past and times past. These wealthy people who actually has a lot of money, extra, what do you call it? You have extra money, disposable income. These people have an excess of disposable income, are now reaching out to the preppers to come and set me up and show me what to do, and not only me, my whole community. Because what they're realizing is that these are the rich people who are rich, but not rich enough to buy $1 million bunker in the island or over in Switzerland, that sort of thing. So these people are trying to hunker down here. So they're buying plots of land out in the middle of nowhere, and these communities, all these rich people are getting together to do that. And the prepper guys, these people have been reaching out and contacting him, and not only him, other preppers as well. All right, and so they're trying to build that. What's that telling you? If these wealthy people are doing that, they are aware that society is on a crash course to destruction. All right, and there's no way around it. They know that it's going to be a breakdown it's going to be a breakdown of government.
Sit down, brother.
Yeah, brother, you don't know what's standing. there's going to be a breakdown in the law. There's going to be a breakdown in the system, and so they're trying to prepare for it. All right.
I got you. This says, I just pulled out one article. Our top search term is nuclear. U.S. bunker sales soar as anxiety over Russia.
So it's firearms.
Yeah.
And now, and firearms have been selling so madly that just a couple days ago they just passed a bill that you can no longer buy an AR or AK. You can't buy AK-47 or AR anymore in America. They just passed that law. So if you don't already have them, you're not gonna get them unless you're getting them illegally. So people still gonna get them, you know. But nevertheless, you can't go out and legally buy them anymore if you don't have them already.
So now you look this top article just on bunker sales increase. Demand for bunkers rising amid Russia-Ukraine conflict. U.S. bunker sales surge amid war in Ukraine. Business is booming for Doomsday bunkers. Texas-based company, blah 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 blah. Now this is only like over the last couple of months. We were talking about bunkers over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And they've been adding and increasing.
That guy at Acme, because it's really like on the cartoon,
right?
There's really an Acme bunkers company, and this company called Acme, whatever they call themselves. But they build bunkers and stuff, and he said among his first people, and this is going about like a good 6, 7, 8 years ago. He said some of his first customers were all high-ranking military officers. Because they have bunkers that went from the poor man bunkers, to they can only fit 2 people, to ones that can fit up to 15 people. Right? So they were built, and then he said that also that this was years ago, that the sales of bunkers went up 300% with millionaires, and it went up 700% with billionaires. Millionaires and billionaires don't spend money for nothing, man.
Yeah, they calculated spenders.
They
calculated spenders.
Yeah, they're very calculated spenders, exactly, bro.
Hey, it was crazy. Is a guy called Mr. Beast on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he made a whole video where he took a tour of a bunker, but really he was buying one. He was buying one. He was like, "Well, fuck it, we'll do a video in it," and he was showing how the layout, how some of them had
Movie
big ass
theaters and
movie
shit.
theaters, pools, and
Workout rooms.
And now, and they're talking
these advertisements.
and these wealthy people are talking about doing this together in the communal sense, so that they can defend against the marauders that are going to come from the big cities and things of that nature. But guess what, though? You also have the opposite element of that. You have the marauders that are going to be very well organized and very well prepared.
Here's some pictures of some luxury bunkers by the way on the screen.
Come on. All right, so you're gonna have former military, former police, linking up together, and they're going to be, because you have groups of people that understand that there's never going to be enough supplies, so they're going to pose themselves to where they just go out and take other people's supplies.
Like Kim Kardashian, she got one. She bought one too. So like
well, she already bought one.
Yes.
Matter of fact, she and Kanye bought one. I wonder who got it in the divorce. I wanted to bet Kim got it.
Billionaire bunkers, exclusive look inside the world's largest planned doomsday escape. Okay. You got pools, underground sanctuaries, all right. You got they got wine cellars. They got different levels.
And it goes to show you how selfish these pieces of shit are. That because they know it's their policy and their way of life that has depleted and fucked up the earth. So now they want to go and hide underground with fake trees and try to, they got whole libraries of movies from A to Z and, and music and food.
The one had the game room. She's like, the kids like Fortnite now. So they had the whole little game room.
Exactly. So they want to go hide from all the destruction that they've created, and they think that they're just going to come back up and just inherit the earth, man. No, you know what's going to happen? A lot of you are going to die in those bunkers, but a big mass majority of you are going to actually be the first fruits of slavery.
That's right.
Because somebody get that in Amos. Because the hunters are going to come to get you, and they're going to put you in them chains. All right, they're going to put you in those chains, and they're going to, escort you. Isaiah 14, chapter. You're going to get escorted right into servitude.
This is at least a 10-story bunker underground, bro.
And
you look at the levels, man. This is what it's wicked as fuck. This is what they're doing. And so this also proves the validity of the scriptures the brother's about to bring out, is the Lord prophesied that they would be doing this shit. You got it, brother.
This is Amos 9 and verse 2. It says, though thou dig into hell.
And hell, for the record, is a pit. If you go into the definition in the scriptures, it means a grave. You go down, if I dig a 6-foot hole in the ground, that's hell. It's a pit. That's what it means, man. And it's symbolic with what? Death? Because why would you dig a 6-foot pit to put bodies in and cover that shit up to re-put it back in the earth? All right? And how, symbolically, how do you feel if you down in the pits? Like hell? All right? And so he said, even though you dig into hell, which means going down underground, going down into the earth. Go ahead, brother.
It says, though thou dig into hell, from thence my hand shall take them.
He said, I'm going to come get you.
Though thou climb up into the heavens, thence will I bring thee down.
That's the space stations.
Bring them down.
They got Elon Musk and his space stations and these satellites and all the goddamn shit that they got up there. They got niggas going out to these space stations trying to escape. Elon and them trying to get a thing to go to fucking Mars.
But what's crazy, they'd never do it.
Of course not. We already know.
Yeah.
I got the simple precept to that, Jeremiah. This Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send from many fishers, saith the Lord. They shall fish them. We fishing right now. Where y'all trying to tell the disciples? Come up here and I'll make you fishers of men. Alright, so we fishing for the elect. And after will I send from many hunters, they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. That goes right with that Psalm 149. Man, this I have all the saints to put chains upon. I'm just reading. This Psalms 149, and I'm gonna get to the point. The Psalm 149 and 6. That the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. To execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron. So these people with the money to get these different bunkers, especially ones that's overseas, you're in America, you're gonna die. That shit's gonna turn you in. That's gonna be your oven. That's gonna be your microwave. All right, but overseas, these are the nobles. These are the rulers of the land. All right, to bind their kings with chains, their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise the Lord. Just like the NBA and the NFL, whatever, all got drafts. All right, hey, the elite's gonna be in the first round draft pick for us, man. All in the first round. And they gonna do just like y'all do us. Look at this buck. We're gonna put our finger right in your filthy mouth. Look at his teeth. Hey, which one of y'all brothers want this piece of shit? Look at this thing. And it's crying right there.
You're right. And guess what we're gonna do? Just like trading places. Hey, I got Evelyn Rothschild. How much you want him for? I have $1. All right, and we go because the money is insignificant. We all
Right,
rich.
gonna play with their ass.
It's gonna be for judgment's sake and retribution.
That'd be
for what
funny
the
as
fuck
hell.
you done.
Hey, and they also show you that in that movie Wall-E. I don't know if anybody Disney big on putting subliminal messages in their movies. They basically fucked the planet up and the elite, because that's who went in those spaceships and took off, was the elite of the people.
Fat people.
They end up getting fat, but the elite of the people was the ones who was able to escape, because the dude was like, no, don't come back, it's fucked up. And it was a destroying wind that was blowing on him while he was trying to talk, and he had that mask, like a radioactive mask on him. You know, what they was telling you, that, goddamn it, you know.
Look, I saw this picture. I had to pull it up.
Wall-E.
This shit right here shows you the extent he saw, and this proves that scriptures are correct.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look how that's literally like a skyscraper underground.
In the bottom.
Ain't no fallout.
Bro, I can't even put the whole thing in on one part of the screen, because if I have to go up, this is the upper level. This is ground level. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I would have to come over here and say, okay, hold on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stories?
And aside from Esau being the one that's going to be the snake that helps destroy the earth through the hand of the Lord, they never put together money as philanthropists to help with fallout shelters for the public.
Yeah, exactly. They got all they built above ground, 10 plus stories into the sky, 20, 30, 50, 70 story buildings. You got one of the world's tallest, 2 of the world's tallest buildings right here in Chicago. All right, you got apartment buildings, that are upward of 50 plus stories.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how many floors in Trump Tower.
A lot.
Don't they got like 70 stories or something like that?
I don't know.
Because the rooftop looks huge, and the rooftop is at the 16th, 17th floor.
Yeah.
And when you go up there, that looks huge. But then when you look up from that rooftop, it's another stop. Then it's the very top.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 high rises.
98 floors. So that makes it among the tallest. That's in the top 10.
Yeah.
Damn.
And this picture right here is 15 stories. That's what they said.
So they went 15 stories underground, man. So the Bible prophesied that, man. So the Bible is on point, man.
That's right.
It's the most accurate. It's the most accurate book, history book ever written.
And they're going to this Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, will I send forth many fishes, saith the Lord Yahweh, and they shall fish them.
You ain't running from that ass whooping, man.
Yep.
You ain't running from slavery.
And after will I send forth many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
There you go. The holes of the rocks, man. They dug into the mountain, they dug into the ground. And for the record, that's okay. It came out again. And for the record, for the record, the ones that are here in the Americas, the ones that are here in the Americas, there's going to be none left of them anyway.
That's it.
All right, because so many arrows are going to come to America. 15 stories under the ground ain't gonna be enough, man.
Oh no.
It's gonna be nothing left.
It's gonna be
here.
lava.
He said the America's gonna break up.
Them 3,000 miles of tunnels underground gonna all be on fire, man, and crushed.
And the Lord says he's gonna make Babylon to be broken in 3 pieces, and he said there will be hundreds and hundreds of missiles to fall upon this place. It's going to be obliterated. It's going to be nothing but the smell of smoke for years and years and years.
Matter of fact, somebody get that 1,000,000. All right, because that's what's coming. That's how many arrows are coming here. 1,000 times 1,000, man. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 9. Verse 15. It says, "And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, with the slay the third part of men." Esau, Edom. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
200,000. Salakia.
200 million.
Yeah.
And bro, America is going to be obliterated.
And there are that many missiles.
Yes.
And knowing and understanding how this you can clearly see if you have eyes to see, if you open up your eyes, the shit Ray Charles could have seen that the nations of the world are starting to form themselves against the West, and how Russia through the power of Yahweh Shema Shai has pretty much checkmated the oil and the money system, and it's going to leave America no other choice but to use its sword, all right, which is going to backfire because America's putting all its allies in harm's way and in a bad way, and all their allies are already looking to join on to this very lucrative and profitable system which is being set up by the Russians and the Chinese, man. And they're gonna be sitting at the table talking. It's nothing personal, Mr. Biden. You know.
That nigga Joe gonna be asleep.
Right. He gonna fall asleep. Miss
What you say? Which is it?
Right. Kamala Harris probably gonna be high because she just smoked a couple. She ain't gonna know what the hell going on, right?
And the way they got
and Nancy Pelosi, you know, they done twisted too much of her skin back to tighten up her face. She ain't right. She gonna have a headache if she make that.
Hey, I would be surprised if they doing those Simpsons and shit, and they're foreshadowing that they do offer JB and Kamala to be the president.
Well, then that would put her in Nancy
Lisa
in the
was the
office.
first woman president.
So you have a
woman
woman president and a woman vice president,
and
you will be the laughing stock. And you think that America's screwed up now, which will make them the laughing stock of the entire globe, which they already are, man. And at this point, they're just gonna laugh out loud.
You got a woman as a president,
right?
With a
it's
joke.
America gonna always have an LMAO
before.
Lol.
Was that Gerald Ford who even
Laughing
said
my ass off.
Yeah.
when did Gerald Ford tell in an interview with some kids and shit?
Yeah.
And it was my little girl was like, you know, I really want to be the first president. And he's like, this is Gerald Ford to my knowledge.
Yeah.
He said back in the fucking 70s or 80s, what the fuck it was. He said, well, the first woman who will be elected will probably happen from being the vice president, and that president dies, and then she will come into office because of that. He said that it's in the news.
Yep.
Recording. Go Google it or pull it up into fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe
seen
Biden
that.
just retested positive.
Again,
Yeah.
today. Yes, again. After
So that's why I guess that means that certain things don't work. But anyway,
Right.
any last scriptures you
I
got?
got one for you.
Bring it out, brother.
It's Isaiah 20. I got two. It's Isaiah 24 and 19. The earth. It's Isaiah 24 and 18. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the ear shall fall into the pit. He that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. So those nukes are gonna shake this fucking planet. You're not gonna escape. You can go half into a pit. Guess what? That the nukes gonna catch your ass.
Yep, y'all be Harlem shaking.
The brother Elder Corrupt,
Against your will.
And quoted a cold precept, Isaiah 14. Can you quote it again, brother?
No, Job 20 was pretty much explains about the glittering sword. That's talking about the nuclear missile. It says it should be ill with those that left in tabernacle. Those who don't get beamed up by Yahweh Shemi Al Shah, which only is going to be an Israelite, and not even all of them are part of only the elect, man. So those who don't get beamed up and get delivered from the chariots, which you people ignorantly call UFOs, those who don't get saved by the Lord, those who get left here, you're going to be destroyed, man.
That's right. This is Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the knees against them which shall not regard silver. As for gold, they shall not delight in it. That's why they don't care about your dollar no more. Alright? That's not going to save you. They're not worried about your sanctions. Alright? They leaving your shit. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. As the old saying go, a bullet don't got a name on it. Hey, guess what? A nuke ain't got a name on it. When it comes to hit this place, everybody that's here is going to die.
Yeah.
They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabians pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their abode there. So nothing is going to inhabit this land. You can dig 1,000,000 feet underground. The Lord got, the earth is going to shake.
Yeah, so them people are going to get crushed to death, some of them in those bunkers. It's going to break. Those bunkers are going to collapse on you and be your tomb. Right, you're going to be terrified and you're going to watch your baby get crushed. You're going to watch your grandma get crushed and her guts spray all over you. And then it's going to come down on you, man. All right? So it's going to collapse, man. It's going to be like this damn bottle.
Did y'all read the Isaiah 24 and 20?
I ain't read that.
This Isaiah 24 and 20. The earth shall reel to and
Read the
fro.
verse above it. I'm going to read down, but time's sake I let it go. That's the spirit.
Verse 19. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean, desolate. Dissolved. The earth is moved excellently.
So that's what's gonna make it right, man. That fire, man. That's gonna cleanse everything, man.
That's right.
That polluted air, everything. You damn devils are fucked up, man.
Yeah.
The Lord says He's gonna purge this floor.
Yeah, right. And we know that when fire comes, it is a cleansing agent. And after fire, everything starts to grow back afresh and anew. That's how some forest fires start naturally. All right, just from dry brush in the sun, and then it burns down. But then the life that comes after it is rich. And all of a sudden, the life, the green, the vegetation begins to pop up out of the soil, man. So the Lord's going to cleanse the earth, and it's going to make the water and the air clean again. All right.
The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressors thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Like you said, man, they're gonna get crushed because even on this movie I watched, I think it's called The Last Days. They had a little bunker, which proved they went under it. He said, man, this is our grave site. He said, I might as well just stay up here and just get burnt. Because the whole earth got caught on fire, got destroyed by fire on that movie. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But he said, this is a grave. I'm not about to go
We're in
down
a
there.
mass grave. Right. So I might as well live out my last few moments, you know.
With his woman, and he burnt with her.
Exactly.
Diamonds.
Exactly. Hey, so with that, man, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor.
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Wow, wow, wow.
A Bible ball.